let's talk about gifts for book lovers. Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Abby, and today we're going to talk about gifts that I think the book lover in your life, or you as a book lover, would really enjoy. I have divided this up into budget, so we have inexpensive, middle of the road, and most expensive. So the least expensive item on my list is bookmarks. Bookmarks can be made from a variety of different materials, and so I have a couple examples for you. So I have a bookmark made from a ribbon. This is a nurse-themed bookmark because this was made for me, and I'm a nurse. So one side has a little measuring cup because I like to bake, and the other side has a little syringe and vial charm that, yeah, still can't see that, but it's really cute. Second, we read The Housemaid, and so my friend in my book club made these bookmarks. They're a little book hook, so they just kind of hook onto the side of your page. Here's the hook part, but she also included a little key. I don't know why you can see it that way. Okay, so it has a little key. If you've read The Housemaid, you know. And then I have some magnetic bookmarks that are Pokemon themed. These just clip onto your page to keep your spot. And then I have a resin bookmark that I was gifted. It is a little gnome cowboy with a little sunflower, and he's so cute. And then I have this little guy, and he's kind of unique. This is a metal bookmark, a little tassel, but he's a cat, and you actually put both your pages on the edge here, and it holds your book open. I'll post an example of what this looks like in a book here. Bookmarks can also be made from leather, wood, watercolor paper, and you can hand make these. I think these are a great gift. You can do like a little theme, and maybe you make a couple watercolor paintings and hand make them and give them to your friend. Next on my list is books. Duh, books. Books is what all book lovers really want. More specifically, you can get a book from their favorite author. If you're not comfortable buying them a book that they may not have already read, you might think about getting them a book that you loved, that maybe you annotated, or a book that was really near and dear to your heart and something that you'd like to share with them. Or you could get them a special edition of one of their favorite books, like I have here, my husband bought me, or a signed copy of their favorite book. There's so many different ways to go about books, and we will get more into that later. This one, the price varies on these, but you can find them pretty inexpensively on Amazon, and they might already be formatted for this, and that is reading trackers. And what I mean by that is a journal that has pages for books. However, I am a bullet journaler, so you guys have seen my reading journal before. If not, I will link my mid-year flip through here. But you can get them, this is like 12 bucks off of Amazon. It's pretty inexpensive. This is a bullet journal for me though. And I did that for a couple years in a row of this like really thin paper. And then I discovered my love for Archer and Olive, and these are a little more expensive. My goal for the inexpensive portion was $25 or under, but the Archer and Olive, they have thicker paper, so you don't have like that bleeding through on the pages. And then last year, this was my reading journal. They come in different sizes, obviously. So we have an A5 and a B5 size, and this is my reading journal from the last couple years actually. But you can just, these are blank pages to start with. But if that's not something you think your friend would be into, you can get them a pre-done tracker off of Amazon, or a digital tracker from Etsy or another digital creator. My last ideas are what I like to call accessories, and this is a pretty broad, inexpensive idea. So this can be, little mugs. This one is the Harry Potter Marauders mug from LitJoy, and I think these are so fun because not only can you use these as just like a mug, but you can use them to store things on your bookshelf, such as bookmarks. You can get them little book knickknacks. This is the Hogwarts castle, and it lights up and it just sits on my bookshelf and collects dust, but that's what I like about it, is it's cute and kitschy. These are some items that I made, and honestly, they were super easy to make. I have a Cricut though, so maybe it would also be something that you would be interested in if you are crafty like me. But I made these canvases and they sit on my bookshelf, and it is 5x5. I just painted it black and then I put my iron on, or you can use permanent vinyl too. And so I have Gigi from Kiki's Delivery Service, and I have Zero from Nightmare Before Christmas. And so these guys just sit on my shelf and just look pretty. I also have some more bookish art that I will put here. I don't remember the canvas size on these, but they were so much fun to make, and I really enjoyed this. I've done one for my mom as well, and so they are something that I also like to gift to book readers. Another something is a bookish tote. I have a lot of Harry Potter themed stuff, if you can tell. A book tote for when they go to the bookstore or the library. They have something to bring their haul back in. Book sleeves. So this was one that I made personally, and it's okay. Like, it's not, there's no bells or whistles on it. And then this was one that I bought. This one is a little nicer. It has, it's double-sided, and then it has the seam on the top. But I've seen some with like ribbons or pockets, and they come in different sizes. So there's something out there for everyone. And obviously these are both Harry Potter themed, but you can get different fabrics that are cats, dogs, flowers, whatever you can imagine on a fabric, you can make into a book sleeve. So these were a little more crafty, but you can also find a lot of these things on Etsy or, you know, just Googling around. And my last accessory that I have to mention is bookends. Honestly, I have this sitting on my shelf so you can just see the caduceus, and I just slip it under some of my books, but you can use it as its intended purpose and have a couple books sitting on like your counter or something like that, and actually use this to keep it secure and upright to protect your spines. The next category that I have is variable prices. These are between $25 to $50. There might be some more expensive options in there, but I wanted to give a middle of the road options, just a bunch of ideas. So the first item that I have on here is a book light, and I put this in variable because they are so many different book lights. So this guy, he just clips onto your book, and he is USB rechargeable, but you just turn him on. This little guy is adjustable, which I really love. This guy runs about $13 off of Amazon. However, there are some larger overhead lights that maybe they clip to your headboard, or maybe you want like a desk lamp to sit on your bedside table and you can kind of like turn it to face you while you're reading. So I put this in variable because there are a lot of options for book lights. But this little guy just works for me. And actually my husband tried to steal this from me, so that's how much we love this. Next is a gift card. There are a bunch of different stores that you can purchase a gift card for. However, I would like to point out supporting local bookstores is really important to me. So bookshop.org, they are an organization that helps support small independent bookstores, and you can select your favorite bookstore from there, but you can also buy gift cards on there and give them to your friends. And so if they don't have a favorite bookshop, but maybe you do, you can give them a gift card to bookshop.org, and those proceeds would actually benefit that bookstore that you or your friend love. Or in my instance, I live really far away from one of my favorite bookstores, and so if I use bookshop.org, I can actually support them through there. Now, not every bookshop is on there, but I would just check with your store, or you can go to their website and search to see if their store is on there. The next item, and this is my probably varies the largest item, is tickets to a bookish event. So for instance, I have a book signing. So sometimes these are held at Barnes & Noble, and you might follow your favorite author on Instagram, and they might be popping up at a Barnes & Noble. Pretty typically, it is just the price of the book and then the time to wait in line to get your book signed. Other ideas would be like a book talk, I guess is what I'm going to call it. This is something purchase a ticket in advance for, and you either go there in person and get a signed book from the event, or you watch virtually. I've done the virtual option twice for myself, and I have also gifted this to my mother-in-law. We went through the Dallas Museum of Arts, and tickets are about $45 for the virtual event, and then they will mail you a signed copy of whatever book the tour is for. So in my case, I watched V.E. Schwab talk about Addie LaRue, so I have a paperback signed copy of that, and I watched Lee Bardugo talk about The Familiar. Also in this same group of bookish events is the ACOTAR Starlight Ball. I have not read ACOTAR, but I've seen these events on Instagram and they look really interesting, but they are approximately $45. I think it depends on what state you live in. I'm sure there's other bookish events out there like that, and I think that that would be really fun for you and a friend to attend. BookCon, I did not look into prices. There is the large BookCon in New York City. There is a book festival in Austin every year. I don't really know where else there are BookCon, like conventions, but I'm sure that they're around. And then the last item in this little group, the Forever Twilight. I'm not a huge Twilight fan, but I have seen some of my friends do this, and VIP tickets are around $600, but that is like a whole huge weekend. You get into every event, and there are other options of like just a dinner, which is $35, or I think there was something else on there that was only a couple $100s. So like I said, this is very variable, but there are more affordable options, but I just included the price for the VIP thing. None of this is sponsored, by the way. I probably should have said that. And then lastly, in the variable category is puzzles. I personally love to listen to an audiobook and do a little puzzle. This can be a normal jigsaw puzzle. They make wood puzzles, and they make 3D foam puzzles, and I've done a little bit of everything there. And then there's also these little rooms that you can build, or like 3D books. I don't know how to explain it. How do I describe this? Basically, it is like building your own little house, but they light up, or sometimes it looks like a book. They're called book nooks. The book things are called the book nooks, but they sit on your shelf and light up, and I think they're super cute and fun. So it kind of goes back to the bookish knickknacks. Also, puzzles are really fun to finish and frame. I have one hanging on my wall, actually. I'll show you a picture of that. And I think they're just so much fun. Now we are getting to the higher end of things. And these I like to call the gifts that keep on giving. These are going to be $50 or more. The first thing that I have on here is an e-reader. So an e-reader can vary depending on the brand that you buy, but there's a lot out there. There is the Kindle, which is probably the most beloved and well known, but there is a Books, Boox, Kobo, a Nook. There's a bunch of different brands, and you can find these refurbished off of eBay or through Amazon. These can vary from $70 to $150 or more, but with a Kindle, you can carry your ebooks anywhere. And so I think that that is a wonderful gift to give somebody if they prefer an e-reader versus reading on their phone. The next item is a bookshelf, is where we display all of our book trophies, and somewhere to set your fun little knickknacks. This is definitely a gift that keeps on giving. A small bookshelf might be around $30. A mid-range bookshelf might be around $150 on Amazon, but they do get more expensive depending on materials and stuff like that. So the price is very variable, but typically you're looking at more than $50 for a bookshelf. Subscription services. So there is Audible, Kindle Unlimited, and BookBox subscription. For Audible, it is typically $15 a month, and you can actually prepay for this for somebody. Prices do vary since it's $15 a month, but you can buy a year subscription at $150. The Kindle Unlimited subscription ranges from 6 months to 24 months, and that ranges from $65 to $265. And then the book subscription, these vary greatly, but I think the most common book subscription box that I see is Book of the Month. And you can prepay for 3, 6, or 12 books, and prices vary from $60 to $200. There are other bookish subscription boxes. Some of them do require a wait list, but I will list them on the screen here. And then the last gift idea that I have is a blind book box. So this is a little bit different than the book subscription box, because the blind book box would be something that you put together for your loved one. A couple different ways to go about this. You can do a bookish advent calendar, so 24 books for the month of December or the 12 days of Christmas. You can do 12 books, one for each month, or you can do a certain number of books for their age that they're turning. For instance, if somebody is turning 22 this year, maybe you would get them 22 books, and not necessarily for their birth month. It could be for Christmas. But these can also have like a theme, so maybe it's like 12 books from around the world, or 12 thrillers, or 12 fantasy, or something like that. I personally really like this idea. Also, you could do, I've seen those book bouquets where you do, like, instead of a bouquet of flowers, you do a bouquet of books and maybe some other little snacks in there. I think that would be a lot of fun. So this is just a short gift guide to help you guys get started for shopping for your book-loving friends and family. And I hope that this gave you some inspiration. And if you guys have any more gift ideas, please drop them in the comments below. And as always, happy reading. Oh shit, I forgot my bottle of wine. Can't forget that guy. Ooh, I'm blinding myself here. So this, I swear this is not a Harry Potter thing, but all I want for Christmas is pugs. And I've done the virtual option twice. Actually, I've done the virtual because you'll see. and then I've seen this. I have not read ACOTAR, so don't come for me, but the Forever Twilight Festival. I don't know why I'm just saying that now. Okay, so like 24 books. Oh my god, I'm losing my voice. I'm losing my voice. Okay.
I think I'm done with this game. That's the thumbnail. The thumbnail game. That's what it should be called.
So, I mean, I probably shouldn't say that. Yeah, let's not talk about my age. Bookish. It kind of goes back to the books. I will put everything up on the screen here. Or here. I don't know which side it's going to be on.